All right, so today's video, we're watching a Bronze 3 support on PC playing Brigitte and Juno. And they say, hi, I'm very new to actually playing Overwatch. Started literally 2 weeks before Season 1 dropped, so that's definitely new. But have admired the game from afar for years. The majority of my FPS experience is in speedrunning single-player campaign games, so getting used to the team format is also new. Wow, speedrunning single player game. That's cool. I used to watch those. It's taken some time, but I have fallen in love with playing as Brig, and I am really trying to dedicate time to mastering her. I feel like this was one of the most fun games I've had. First point attack was challenging, but we pulled through and got momentum. On defense, we got rolled on the first 2 points. I'm having trouble figuring out what actually is working for me and what I need to focus on to improve. Love the videos. Hope you enjoy. All right, we got a classic King's Row, some Brigitte. I do like playing Brig, just to make that clear. As someone who enjoys playing Brigitte, I totally get it. Here we go. Let's see what happens. What comp are you running? Brig Zen. I mean, actually, Brig Zen is an old school comp, and you're running with a queen. It's actually not that bad. Brig Lucio was actually used to be a thing too, so. See how it goes. Can't do much about that armor pack-wise. Okay. Okay, I didn't know where you were going with, but that's fine. Yeah, I thought maybe you were gonna push in the back, but I get what you're going for. Looks like you understand the concept of proc and inspire, which I guess I'll just say that right now. If a little bit of a note on Brig, and I know that the knowledge on Brig has gotten a lot better over the years now, but for a long time people would always talk about how Brig doesn't do any healing, etc. Just remember, Brig's healing is not like your armor packs the whole time. Like there's been like. I've seen games where like they only people will only heal with armor packs and not realize that you heal from just doing damage. So with Brig, just remember it's just doing damage. Anything you do, I think even it used to be not shield bash, but everything in Overwatch, since they had Overwatch 2, now it's not Overwatch 2 anymore, etc. Ever since they did that, Brig, anytime you hit somebody with any type of damage, you proc Inspire, and then Inspire is the stuff that goes around you as like that AoE heal, and that's how you heal as Brig. Your armor packs are kind of used as like a quick burst heal if you need it. Generally, like for example, in this comp, I would save my armor packs for basically my Mercy or my Tracer, right? Granted, the tank might need a little bit of help, all that, but anyway, I just want to put that out there, just kind of give people an early idea of Brig is, remember, it's proc and Inspire. You seem to understand that, at least from what I've seen, going for like the flails and stuff. The flank playstyle is the part that I'm a little bit confused on, but I want to see where this goes because like this technically could work. I just don't want you to play like you're a tank. Is all I'm afraid of there. I love when they haven't fixed the spectator bug yet, where it doesn't. It's the teams up top aren't swapped around correctly, so it's like it gets confusing at first when I see the red team get in the limb. Now remember, just to give you an idea too. Brig's like heal on the Brig like pack, that has a burst effect to it too. So like right there, I think you might have just put a heal on your Junker Queen and said, okay, that's what I want to do. But you could have probably given your Queen like one more heal there because of that extra burst heal. Like maybe you can wait a second if you want to wait on the passive to go off possibly. But yeah, just to kind of give you an idea. I gotta be real with you. Like so far, like and you wanted to know a little bit about how to play Brig. I have the way that I like to play Brig, and of course, there's some different play styles. I've kind of always taught people, at least because this is what I would do, is play like an off tank. Now, you said you're new to Overwatch, so you may not know what that means, but basically in Overwatch 1, when it was 6v6, the way an off tank would work is you would kind of support your team, right? You would basically sit in the back, sit behind your other tank, save a bubble for them, save defense matrix, save... whatever tank you were playing. Obviously, tanks have kind of shifted since then, so you don't have the same, utility that you used to. But a lot of it was you keep your other tank alive, and you make sure your other team has help. With Brig, the way that I would play it normally is I would actually make sure that I make my other support unkillable, right? I've always kind of given the step-by-step process of, if you make your other support unkillable... Wait, Arnie was zooming? Yeah, it's that time of the day. If you make your other support unkillable, you're already playing Brig correctly. Like, because over the years, people have heard, oh, Brig's a tank. Brig has not been a tank in Overwatch, this version of Overwatch 1 now. Brig is a really solid support that synergizes well in the idea that if they go for your backline, you ain't going to let that happen, right? You're not going to let that happen. So what I'm getting at here is a few times you have gone for the flank, and I wanted you to get in the mindset of, okay, we can do that occasionally, but think more about keeping your Lucio alive right now. Again, Brig Lucio, actually, believe it or not, was a comp back in the day. At the beginning of them, when Queen was first in the game, doesn't work as much anymore because of the passive that reduces healing, but it's still good. You can still make it work. It just has to be well timed with the Queen shout. So anyway, I just wanted to I want to get you out of the habit of going for immediate flanks all the time as Brig, because if you do that, then that's going to leave your team susceptible and yourself susceptible, because you need to proc Inspire, but you also want to be in range of your teammates when you do so, so you kind of nerf yourself a little bit when you isolate yourself away. Now, obviously, the range on Inspire is pretty good, but I hope you get what I'm saying. There you go. Like right here, you're technically keeping, your other teammate alive. You don't even... Yeah, there you go. Rock and Inspire. Now, this is fine, but look, your Queen. See, this is what I mean about, your Queen kind of has to, fend for herself over there now. And thankfully, your teammates are getting kills with that, right? But look at your Queen. Your Queen's over there battling. I don't even think chat realizes that Queen was at 1 HP, had to run all the way to the Mega Health Pack. Get the Health Pack. Barely kill a Tracer with 1 HP. The point I'm making is... While I didn't mind what you did here, you also have to look at what your other team's doing, the other teammates are doing, and I felt like your Queen was left on the dry there a little bit, but it all worked out anyway. So yeah, that Queen was like running away, running into the health pack. Queen has a good amount of self-sustain with the shout, but that's a very long cooldown. So again, just focus on keeping your Lucio alive here. Occasionally give a heal to your Tracer if your Tracer needs it. Truthfully, your Queen's in a weird spot with just how you're gonna have to manage healing. Now, I would brig out this, and the reason why I would brig out this is, at least for me personally, where are they at? They're all here, right? If you can get your team up here, which they're starting to move up, I think a brig ultimate here, well timed, will actually win a team fight. Reason being, you already know they use an ultimate. You already know I think they use Valk already. You know they don't have many ultimates, and they're gonna have a Bob. Now, the Bob is gonna be the problem here, but let me go back to the brig. The Bob is gonna be the problem. But I think you can win this if you're hyper aggro with your play. Okay, you can wait this out if you'd like. Rocket Fire one more time, then pop ult. Okay, that works too. Okay, you gotta get up here, get the Mercy. Look for the Mercy. Yep. Remember, your bash is up again. You had a bash opportunity there. Bash stuns. So you Queen ult. I mean, the good news is I don't feel like you're overfeeding or anything. Truthfully, you're playing solid for it being what was a bronze 3 game. Yeah, that Mercy I think was trying to heal someone or something. I have no idea. Looking at this now, heals wise, damage wise, yeah, everything's normal. By the way, it's more on the lines of just it's okay to work with your Lucio a bit more. I know that seems weird, but. Okay, playing cover. I do like that. It seems that I will say, you mentioned that you've watched some of the videos too, and I don't know if this is the case, but you are understanding cover, which is really good to see, by the way, because you said you're brand new to the game. This is a very good habit to get into already in bronze. It feels like you're prioritizing going to cover. That's why I think you're playing here, right? You recognize there, yeah, you are. That's good. That's a good habit to get into, by the way. Because you're not going up and feeding. You're recognizing that you have a safety net, and then now that your teammates have gained the space that you need, you're up here. Good job. You didn't even have to do much right there, but you were understanding that it's better to just go and hide behind a wall right there and not just go up and hard feed, because you're gonna get good view from that distance anyway. So yeah, that was a good play. Good job. Again, I don't even know that's because they watched the videos. I just know they had said they were new and referenced it. So could all just be already picking up on that. That's sick. Sorry, it's always nice to see when positioning can start to be prioritized, because it's so underrated. Let me rephrase that. It gets so undervalued, I feel having good positioning. This is okay for now. I just want you to be careful. To give you an idea. Yeah, okay, I was gonna say. As I talked about that whole spiel about that, here we are. Here we are. So if I was a diva in that situation and I saw you over here by yourself, I would have already went for you and probably gotten the kill. And what I'm getting at here is I do see you going for a couple of these flanks, and I understand the angle aspect of it, but I don't want to see you overcommit, right? You could still win this team fight because, your Junkrat might tire or something, but this is a little bit proactive, a little bit too hyperactive. You don't want to end up like this. Now, you got away with that play, right? You just got away with that. Should not have gotten away with that, right? You should have fallen over. So I think that just, you know, it's a bronze 3 game, so some of the, like, the mistakes you might make here, you know, you can probably get away with a little bit more, but I want to get you in the habit of not doing this. Because I think that, like, was a little bit rough. Like, they didn't even, like, shoot at you. That's the second time I've seen an emongg fall off the map, and I'm... Okay, now I'm just kind of curious. That's the second time I've seen emongg fall off the map, and I just need to... Did they just back up? Did they back up? I just want to see. Oh, yeah. Oh, they did. Oh, I know what's happening. I know what's happening. Yep. Okay. That's a classic. Yep. Drum, thanks for the prime sub. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Absolute classic. Been there. You pop your ult. Good ult pop. A little bit of a note. Sir, what are you doing? Wait, are you scratching up the chair? That's her scratching the chair, by the way. What are you doing? What are you... That's his... If you say, what are you doing to him, he thinks it's play. Remember with Brig, when you pop your ultimate, you get a bash reset, very much like Genji. Just a note. Sometimes I'll see Brig players, like, pop, like, they'll bash, and then they'll pop their ultimate, and then just, like, not bash. And sometimes, like, you can use it as a way to get, like, a free kill, because you would just stun them out of play. Your bash also gets better when you pop your ultimate. So I just want you to kind of get in the habit of find the value of that bash during your ultimate. I feel like right there that D.Va could have been demeched much sooner. And yeah, maybe they pop their ultimate and you win a team fight or something. But yeah, I just noticed that part. Both ultimates you've actually kind of played a little bit safer than I expected. Okay. Great position, by the way. You are definitely applying the idea of cover. Like, it's clear as day, because, like, you don't even have to... I will admit, you're doing a good job at your cover. Like, understanding positioning. It's outside of when you bash into there. Yeah, by the way, one thing you're doing, and your armor pack management's been solid, but I do want to point out you can go for double burst heals if you really need to. I get a little bit wary sometimes when I see the queen, like, get really low there and you go for the one singular pack. I think you had bash up, but I can't remember if it resets that. Obviously, bash out of has a lot of you have it, but yeah. So far, you've actually, for a bronze game, it's been fairly solid. Like, hi, buddy. All right. Okay. See what I mean? Like, right there, I would have been okay if you just put another heal on, like, your teammate there. And another thing I want to point out, if I'm correct, you picked up the perk that when you do melee damage to people, you get your packs back sooner anyway. So I think with the way that you've kind of built your character through the perks here, don't be afraid to throw in an extra armor pack or two, because I think that the way that you have to play anyway with Brig is going to get you some of those armor packs back. So while your cooldown management's been good, don't be afraid to use that burst heal a little bit more on the armor pack. Nice job there, capping with 1.7 seconds to give people an idea of why that's important. Because they finished the clock with 1.7 on the clock, no matter what time, even if the other team finished with 5 minutes on the clock, you would still have an attack. If that time went to 0, they would have 5 minutes to have to defend and only draw. So that 1.7 seconds actually is a huge deal, because now you've now guaranteed yourself another round, no matter what happens on your defense, which is always nice to have, right? Obviously, you want to dominate, but so far, I mean, a pretty solid Brig game thus far, though. I definitely do think your armor pack usage is actually surprisingly... Okay, then you do that. Okay, see what I mean, though? Like, then you armor pack your queen twice right there, but then I would watch you see a critical junker queen and then an armor pack once. I want to get you in the habit of recognizing the strength of that armor pack when you need it. That one, I do think you went for the queen, but it might have went to your teammate. Remember, doing damage will proc Inspire, so if they're around the corner here, don't be afraid to go for like a left click on the D.Va. Okay, you are looking at your support, so I do like that you're kind of applying that. Yep. Basically, there's a D.Va right there, so don't be afraid to just, like, left click or whatever around the corner and get that Inspire. Again, Inspire is when you proc damage. You're being a little bit more aggressive than I expected you here. Just be careful because your queen backed up. Yep. So just to pause here, I want you to recognize when your queen backs away. You tunnel visioned a little bit on the front line there, and you almost got yourself killed for that one, so I want you to be careful of that. And right now, your HP is a little bit low, and you're being aggressive again. So I know you maybe are trying to proc Inspire, but you just can wait an extra second there. You just gotta do, this is the first time I haven't seen you kind of settle. Yeah, so like right here, this whole sequence, what happened? And I'm gonna ask that question because it felt like on attack, you were actually playing more how you would wanna play on defense and play a little bit more kind of safe and like make this play, make that play. So it was very surprising to me to see you kind of never reset a little bit, right? Like it feels like you didn't really reset or anything right here and you just kind of didn't know where to go. So you went from playing that really like good style to just running at them and never like resetting yourself. So is Inspire like burst or is it hit like AoE? AoE, kind of like, yeah, kind of like Lucio or like, yeah, a few of the other heroes now, like Mizuki stuff. One more heal on Lucio's fine if you wanted to there. Just to point that out, like, I am very cooldown, like, I always talk about cooldown management. Brig armor packs, you're gonna get them, the amount you'll have to use them in comparison to proc and Inspire, I'm okay with an extra one there. Not like there, where you just throw it on your Lucio, but armor pack usage definitely needs some work. This is so... The way you're playing this is so much more different than you did on attack. It's interesting how this is going. It just feels like you were willing to kind of back away to the safe spots when you were playing on attack, but on defense, you feel like you have to stop them in place. And I think maybe that's where this could be a problem, or a problem that you consistently have, which again, I'll have to see if you do. I think maybe what's happening is you feel like you have to deny... dude, sorry, I am losing it. You feel like you have to deny space, and sometimes it's just not going to be on you, right? Your queen backed up. You don't need to hold that choke anymore. What you do need to do is survive that, because you're going to have your Brig ult soon. I think they got you when you were at about 87%, 90% on Brig ult. And, like, it's okay to back away. Sometimes there's a push and pull effect in Overwatch where... And again, this gets way more advanced as you climb. You're not going to see this much in bronze. But that push and pull is understanding, okay, we've held this for as long as we could, but if we back up, this gives us time to recover cooldowns, and then we can retake the team fight. Because sometimes, like, in Overwatch, people kind of just all in one singular team fight and don't think about that. In a top 500 game, for example, what you would do is let me give you an example here, is as the attacking team, if they're playing here, right, you need to get them away from here. That's the first step, right? What you do is, and how you would approach this is you clear them out here, and then rather than run into them when you have no cooldowns, of course, if you do, you can make a play, you then rotate around this way to control this side of the map, force them back here, and then take advantage of the team fight. But in like a bronze game, what'll happen is you'll get control and you just keep running at them like this over and over again. Or you just stand here, right? See this? You just stand here like that. And then that's how you would approach that. You felt obligated to deny this space, and then rather than back up, you didn't do that, and then you just basically lose a guaranteed team fight, and then you don't use your ult. So it's maybe it's just like you think you have to control the space. So stop the pain. Let's do this. So ult situation here. I'm okay if you pop your ultimate aggressively the moment they get through the choke. I would recommend getting up there with your team. Good job using bash to get to him. Look at your teammate though. You tunnel vision sometimes too when you get in close range. Don't have to Brig ult yet. I would Brig ult now. Yep, saw that coming. If you don't Brig ult that sooner than later, they're gonna end up killing you on that corner because they have an angle that you don't even realize. So yeah, that's why I wanted you to wait, and we'll wait as you run back, is to wait for them to get through the choke here, because this positioning right here is gonna be way more advantageous if you push into here, right? But when I saw you push up here, it was either Brig ult or you're just running back from spawn. And now you are. So you still have Brig ult. Don't be afraid to use Brig ult here a little bit more proactively and aggressively. I think if you do that, you're going to see some solid results. They have no ultimates on their team. So being aggressive here with your queen and working together on the front line is exactly what I would like to see. Okay? Now remember, you can be aggro with this. Okay? You don't have to... Now you're going to wait. Your shield's dead. Go one for one more bash. At this point, go for one more bash. I think you can get away with one more. Okay, never mind. So I play a pretty aggro Brig when I get my ultimate. And in these type of situations, I feel like you can get away with a little bit more, considering they weren't even looking at you. So I'm a bit more proactive with my Brig ultimate. Most of the time, you don't get rolled for it. Just don't 1v5 in. But like right there, there's a range on the bash that's a little bit better too. So I think you're you're playing a very safe Brig ult, and I think you can be a little bit more proactive with it. Another issue I'm starting to see more and more of is that when you get close range, you kind of forget about your teammates a little bit more. I'm noticing it. You do a very good job of putting yourself in a very good starting position, right? And that's good. But then when the team fight breaks out and you get closer to your teammates, you forget everybody kind of exists during that. And then it turns into this weird spot where you don't know who to heal. You're going to probably... Yep. See, this is... Okay, just to kind of point this out, in that situation, rather than just try to like... I mean, it doesn't really matter because you're probably going to lose this anyway. Just go to the point. Either go here or go to the point because you're going to get rolled anyway. After that, they're going to kill you. So I'm always like in the mindset of if they're going to get me or if it's even like a risky play here, I'm just going to die on cart, delay the cart a little bit, and then rinse and repeat. So anyway.
It's
right.
time. Recharging.
Helping you recover.
Let's do this. All right. So what's your plan here? You've isolated yourself on a back angle. There you go. That's the only play you have right now. Now you're gonna go in. Maybe their tracer was just seeing what was down there. Didn't seem to be a good result, but okay. That aggressive bash. I like to see it. Like, okay, this is what I mean, by the way. Even though, like, you don't need to necessarily heal somebody right now, do you notice how you just, when you get closer to your teammates, you don't even, like, scan to see if anybody needs to heal? Anytime somebody runs in front of you, you're like, okay, this is a clear-cut heal, but keep in mind, when you get into these, like, large team fights, if you're not being aggressive with your damage and you're not heal packing your teammates, you're kind of just existing right there. You get what I'm saying? So, I definitely want to see you prioritize your teammates a little bit more in those situations, and when you're close to them, don't be afraid to be a little bit more aggro. Again, not necessarily in front of your tank, but proc and inspire. Remember, you got a bash reset here, so that, yep, there you go. And you notice that a couple people to the right got bashed there too? It has a very forgiving range, to say the least.
It's go time.
All right. I mean, you could shield that up, but again, this goes back to, you notice how you were worried about shielding the D.Va ult, but you weren't worried about shielding maybe one of your teammates? You don't need to stand right in front of the D.Va ult to save your teammate if they're directly behind your Brig shield. Again, I'm not saying it's always on you to save your teammates during a D.Va ult, but a D.Va ult in the middle of the open where you can just look at where your teammate is and then put your shield up can maybe save your teammate there. So you can kind of see the trend of you understand like the basic position that you need. It's great. That's a good habit. You understand that you need to proc inspire to heal. Now I need to see you use your abilities more, and then when you're in a team fight like this, to worry, like, see how you're not looking at anybody else? You have a tunnel vision issue right now where you kind of, once you're right in front of their team, it seems like your play style is get to their team and then hold my shield up. What I would do is not even run up to their team just yet. Look at what your teammates need, scan the field, give your teammates some burst heal with the armor packs, eventually return to what you need to do, and then make a cool play. I feel like right now you understand the first step. Now is the second step. But the great part is you said you just started playing, what, 2 weeks prior to the season 1? So you've been playing Overwatch for what, a month? You already have great habits. Just to make that very clear here, you already have some good habits that like can take a lot of time to learn or get used to in Overwatch. So far, solid, by the way. Like, there's some good gameplay here out of you. It just, I want to get you a little bit more proactive in those team fights and worrying about scanning for your teammates a little bit more. But so far, not bad. I mean, like, for being in bronze only a month into Overwatch, solid. Good to see ya. Hi. You haven't been a bucket boy yesterday. Hi. I love you. Is it forehead time? I gave you 2 forehead kisses? Yep, there it is. There it is. Good boy, buddy. The bucket boy has arrived. Anyway. Here we go. Yep. You're starting to kind of like forget about how you got the first attack and how you played. It feels like I've seen almost 2 different players at this point, which I know it's not the case. You got to settle. You got to settle a little bit, all right? Okay, Juno time. All right. Ghost Girl, thanks for the 5 months of the tier 1. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. weird. Is it because of the... Oh, there you go. Okay. Oh. All right, well, so Juno. Wow. Okay, so this was a lot different of gameplay here. So, I did... Oh, okay. Whoa, alrighty. I'm gonna go on a limb and say you haven't played much Juno. You did say you love playing a lot of Brig, so this might have been your teammates at... Oh, hello, sir. Just have a bunch of cats up here. So Juno would be the same kind of concept here. So rather than like flying to their team and just spam your cooldowns, like go over here, you know, shoot at them. Remember the perk you got makes it so like, I think it's the perk that when you pop your movement ability, not your ring, the other one that you use for yourself, your shots become like automatic. So that's why they was doing that. But yeah, you kind of just went in there and you just started, like, I referenced the Danny DeVito started blasting thing. That was the equivalent of that. I'll give you a little bit of wiggle room on that one though, because I know you did say that you play a lot of like Brig, so this might have been as simple as like, you know, you're learning. Keep in mind again, chat, this player has been playing Overwatch for only a month. So like that is normal not to know how to play a character as much. Just to give you an idea right there, you keep canceling the right click on your torpedoes. There's really no reason to do that. I know you maybe saw this in the ad and didn't want to get one shot, but you just move a little bit. You'll be fine. You don't need to like, with your right click, which is your heal and your damage right click, you don't need to, like you want to let it lock onto people and then hit your left click. Like, let it lock onto people. Don't just like hit the button right away. Yeah. Yep, it's only for when you use your movement ability, that perk. Aim-wise, you want to try to settle a little bit. Okay, there it is again. So remember, let it lock onto people. It gets a little bit more value. Again, obviously, there's going to be some nuance to that if, you know, someone's one shot. That's a little bit different, but like, okay. Now, speed ring, oh my. I'm just happy. I'm happy that you realized you needed to go to the card, because that was, yep. Okay. Woo.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
All right, no, that's a good way to get them not to use that. Speed ring for your teammates and you. Oh boy, that point. Oh, please stay. Oh, you did it again? Yeah, you're gonna notice the right clicks. You're just hitting right click and that's it. Someone's gonna get off the cart with what I'm seeing. It might happen. Speed ring in. Okay, so at this point, when you see the D.Va ult go like that, this is where you would want to recognize the map. You would speed boost in and then over here. Say there's a spot you can go here. The moment I saw the D.Va ult go there, if you went this way, you were screwed. So you want to go this way and in. I know it sucks to have to go into their team, but it's better than just falling over. So, yep, that's why I was saying go into the team. Like, it's not going to work that way. So unfortunately, you fall over there, yeah. So this should have nothing. Again, keep in mind they play a lot of Brig. So this could be one of those moments of just like, you know, sometimes you play a new hero and you have no idea what you're doing. Right, it just happens. Outside of that, though, everything's looking fine. Healing. Their damage numbers are pretty solid. What was that one, Zen? Okay, anyway, let's continue going forward here and see what happens. Back on Brig. And again, obviously, you've been, you know, you play a lot more time on Brig. So now we talked about how you're going to want to... Wow, I don't know what just happened right there. Yep, there you go. That's kind of one of the first times I've actually seen you double pack and, like, kind of pay attention to your teammate when they go behind you instead of, like... Kind of, there you go, much better. See, now you're going to an area that's safer positioning. Yes, this is what you want to do. You're not trying to get stuck at the choke, and you can bash out if you need to. Right? Like, oh, well. You can bash out if you need to. Out if you need to. Out would be to the right. Not, yep, there it is. Now, because you've already kind of lost that positioning to begin with, you're in a weird spot now. Yep. See, like, you couldn't escape out there. Like, obviously, your shield came back up a little bit later, but because I wanted you to, like, out-rotate them. Think about this. If you let them get to that spot, you're at a huge disadvantage. So you want to be at that spot before they get there so you can properly react to what they're doing. In that situation, you waited to bash until they fell over. So, yep. Do. Let's go.
I'm taking damage.
Yep, back away. Just. Good idea. I like that you use the ping system to tell your teammates to go back. That was a good idea. I think that's what you were doing. That is the correct call. Like, you don't need to push their spawn because, like, right now, you need to prioritize holding this choke because this is the time where you can win that. I'm getting a little bit wary that your team is staggering. Oh, boy. Oh, no. There's no way that this even works, right? I would not recommend this. I think you know that this play's a little bit ambitious. I don't know where this. I don't know what's gonna go here. I don't know how this is gonna go. I actually have no clue what's gonna happen. Yeah, so don't do that. There you go. Yeah, I mean, listen, here's the ideal play. You ready? When the cart was here, you die on the cart, and then you just run back with your teammates. Because look where you need to be. Look where the cart has to be. Why go in solo, 1v5, all the way from their backline here, when you can just regroup with your team? Again, I know it's bronze, so regrouping may not be as easy here, but like, you regroup, you come back with your Brig ult, and now you're in front of them. They're going to have a Zen ultimate, and then your team can win the team fight off of maybe a tire or something. So this is why I always recommend, in those situations, if you don't know what to do, it's okay to just die in the cart. Straight up. Just be like, you know what? I'm going to die in the cart. That's it. I'm fine. That's what we're doing.
Oh, let's break it.
There it is. All right. Holding your shield up. One thing I will say is regardless of how this result goes, win or lose, you've done a really good job of understanding like some of the early basics you need to pick up on in a game like Overwatch. Like you like chat, like this right here. You're gonna see this, and you're gonna be like, oh, they're gonna lose the game. What I see right now is somebody who just started the game 1 month ago, and already knows how to prioritize positioning. Already knows how to prioritize it. Look at that, right? How many times have we watched games where players will just you know, and I try to like stress about how important like cover is right here. See this? Like how like important it is. Like you would have already fallen over twice now if you didn't understand that. So these type of basics that you're seeing, some are obvious to people, some aren't. But like, that's how you get better and improve. So like someone in bronze right now already applying this, all it's going to take is some practice, you know, some understanding more mechanics. Like when we saw Juno, like obviously, you know, even in the description, the Brig says, hey, I don't play Juno. I mean, it didn't say I didn't play Juno, but it says like, you know, I play a lot of Brig. I just started. So my mindset is, yeah, you probably don't play a lot of Juno. Your teammates probably said, hey, can we get a Juno? You didn't want to be a teammate that said no to that. So you went in Juno and then you started blasting, right? That just happens. But like even no matter what happens here, these type of good habits for you will go a long way in Overwatch. Just want to point that out, okay? They will go a long way. And then eventually, you know, just to kind of give you an idea there, I would have liked to see you play it safe still. But I do like that you went for a kill. But chat, let's talk about the most important aspect of this. After all of this, the Brig survives on point enough time, and they win the game. So think about that, chat. Because of that, just understanding like the very like basic aspect of positioning wins the game. Now, was the play a little bit aggressive? Yes, but honestly, in overtime, when your teammates are almost back, if you find opportunity to get an aggressive kill, it can also work really well, okay? So I just want to point out that there was a lot of things you need to work on, but you had a lot of good things already. There's some good habits here that, like, I'm telling you, I've watched so many VODs. I talk about it so much. You have something down already that can take time. So good job on that, all right? Obviously, I want you to start to focus a little bit more when you're in the middle of a team fight. An example of this would be, let's say you're in the middle of a team fight. I want you to start to scan more. You're not scanning. Once you get in, like, the center of your team, you kind of get a little bit lost there. Which just means that I want you to like think about, rather than what's in front of you at that point, worry about the rest of your team. Also remember, with your armor packs, it's a burst heal on the initial part of it into like a heal over time. Utilize that burst heal a little bit more. And it seems like perk-wise, you opt to use the armor pack reduction one. So it only fits your playstyle to do that more. So I want you to be a little bit more proactive on your Brig packs. I don't want you to feel like you don't have them anymore. I think it's always good to have at least one. But like I want you to go into the mindset of that. Just have at least one armor pack. That's it. Don't limit yourself to having 3 at all times or just 2. See how your gameplay goes when you have one armor pack. Don't spam them out like unnecessarily, but like, you know, when team fights break out, see how it plays when you have one. All right? Because I'm telling you, I think you're going to do that. Anyway, a lot there, but I think start with those basics that I talked about and working on like kind of scanning for your team and when you get in the middle of a team fight. But honestly, saw some good here. You can climb. You got this. You absolutely got this. If you like the video, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't. Leave a comment. All that helps. You want to submit your own gameplay. My Discord is where to do that. Remember, we get a lot of submissions, so it's a chance, obviously. So, but I appreciate all the submissions that people do. And yeah, make sure to like the video, all that stuff. I think I already said that. And if you want to watch more of these, we'll probably put something relevant to these type of videos on the bottom here, or to the left, or to the right, or I don't know what it looks like. So just I hope that it makes sense. With that being said, hope you have an amazing day / night.